Hey there, I'm Dan, the self-proclaimed Lonely Rocker. Thank you so much for joining me today. So today I'm continuing a theme of underutilizing a really good amplifier in the spirit of demoing some guitar pedals. Yes, I've got the Engel Powerball 2, but the point of the video today are these Revv pedals here. Now, I have to admit, I started this whole exercise back in October of 2024 when these pedals first came out. I covered the G3. If you missed that, I'll link that above my head. I'll put that in the description. And the plan was to continue this challenge with the other two pedals. Life just got in the way, and anyways, we're here today. So I've got the G4 and the G2. This completes the trifecta of the anniversary series pedals that sort of reflect the updated circuitry in the Generator 120, or the latest revision of that amplifier. So what I've done, I've prepared a little track where we're going to hear both of these pedals in the mix, and then I'm going to break down the two pedals just to give you an idea of what exactly they're doing. But let's check out the signal chain, shall we? So the signal chain, of course, has to start with guitars. Now, it should be noted that I recorded all of my guitars into the system and I reamped everything. But the G2 pedal duty is being handled by the Sir Classic T Deluxe limited edition, some telly tones into the G2. And the heavier tones with the G4 are being handled by the Phoenix LTD Deluxe Phoenix 1000. As I said, I pre-recorded those and that was all reamped. That's running into the pedals and then into the Engel Powerball 2. We're on the clean channel. Now I've set sort of a one setting for this whole test, so everything you're hearing with the G2 and the G4 is utilizing the same setting on the clean channel. I wanted that to be consistent. We are reamping and going direct through the Red 7 Amp Central Evo, and that runs into my Fractal FM9, which is acting as my audio interface. It's also hosting my cab IRs. I believe I'm using an own Hammer 4x12 V30 cab IR and adding a little reverb where necessary. That's handled through the Fractal, but no other processing or anything like that. All right, I think that about covers it. This Engel 4x12 is just sitting here as a really cool looking table. All right, let's get into the track. So that was a bit of fun. Now I have to say it's a little different for me. In shaping tone always originates with the amplifier for me, and then I'll bring in pedals to color and things like that. But I wanted to sort of showcase the pedals in as raw form as possible. The tweaks on the amp were minimal, and all the changes between the two tones were predominantly the pedals. So it's just a different way to approach it. Now the thing about this series of pedals is they're very responsive, and they call them amp-like. I hesitate using that phrase necessarily, but I do find that they are very reactive. Now, the G4 is a beast of a pedal. There's a ton of gain on board, and even when you have that almost at zero, you're getting a lot of gain. I mean, if you're looking for a distortion pedal with a lot of balls, a lot of gain, a lot of distortion, you're definitely getting that out of the G4 very angry. And if you need to tame it, you need to watch the input signal into the pedal, and it actually does react well that way. Now, the G2 sort of follows in line of the typical overdrive pedal, but the fact that it has the different aggression modes on there, you've got blue and red, it just adds more gain or more distortion to an overdrive circuit, which I think makes it a little bit more versatile. They get you those bluesy rock tones, and you can push it really hard. And as a lot of guys do, they'll push like an overdrive pedal into a high gain amplifier just to tighten things up. We're not demoing that today. Anyway, so why don't I just loop some tones? We're going to use the same setting on the amplifier. We sort of set that as our baseline, and twist some dials on the two pedals so we can get a sense of the range to see what each of these has to offer. Well, there's a look at the remaining G series pedals from Revv, the G2 and the G4. I brought the G3 back just to say hello. But listen, Revv makes a quality product. I've had a number of products from Revv here on the channel. I've got the Revv G20 sitting there, a number of their pedals and things like that. And Revv makes quality pedals. There's just no denying that. And these are a great series of pedals. If you're looking for a different range, certainly across the board here, you're going to get a lot of different flavors with all of these three pedals. Now, we focused on the G2 and the G4 today, and as I've already said, the G2 being more of an overdrive pedal with a lot of range. So I think, again, between the two, if you're looking something with a bit wider range of tones and a little more flexibility and more of a utility pedal, I think you're going to get that out of the G2. The G4 is a balls-to-the-wall distortion pedal. If that's the kind of sound that you're looking for, this pedal is certainly not going to disappoint. Anyways, hope you enjoyed that. If you have any thoughts, do you have these pedals? Since they have been out for a little while, I'm curious to hear how you're using them and your thoughts on these pedals. And if you haven't, well, definitely check them out. I'm going to put some links in the description if you want to check out these pedals. Some of those may be affiliate links if you want to support the channel. Every little bit helps and it doesn't cost you an extra penny. Those will be in the description. But if you did enjoy this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell. And while you're down there, well, I have mentioned there is another pedal here. I covered the G3, and that video actually was a lot of fun. So I'm going to pop it here if you want to check it out. And remember, you don't need a band to rock and roll. And I'll catch you in the next one.